you can't love it. I look at the sun and be like, God damn, that thing is beautiful. But I don't worship it.
Right, right.
You wearing that image that represents idolatry.
Yeah.
Remember, Habakkuk 2:18 says that it's a teacher of lies. So that graven image is a teacher of lies.
Right.
Because there's people, get 1 Thessalonians 5:22 real quick. So if I walk around with a cross, right, with a white image of Christ on it, you're going to think I'm a what? A Christian. You're going to look, so someone else that don't even know me can, oh, okay, he's a Christian. Whether he be a Pentecostal, Apostolic, Baptist, or I don't know, a Catholic, I don't know. But I do know he represents Christ. He's a Christian. That image taught me a little bit of something about him, right? That crescent moon. People see that, they're going to be like, oh, she's a Muslim. She got the hair wrap on. She must be a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? In between or something, because she ain't got the legs covered up or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that image teaches other people that you follow a certain way of life. You know what I'm saying? The Egyptian Ankh. Oh, okay. She believes in Egyptology. You know what I'm saying? Because that Ankh represent ancient Egypt and whatever else their customs was. So now, read 1 Thessalonians 5:22. So why can't you walk around wearing an Egyptian Ankh, a Christian cross, or a crescent moon?
1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 22. Abstain from appearance of evil.
Those all represent evil. God says abstain from the appearance of evil. Abstain from the appearance of evil. Guess what? If I'm walking around with, it's 100 degrees out in Stockton, I got a hoodie on, black hoodie, black ski mask, what the hell it look like I'm doing? Robbing somebody about to get it. So I gotta, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't walk around looking crazy like that. I'm gonna abstain from the appearance of evil. If I'm married and I'm hee ha laughing up with some other female, right? Boop, a brother drive by, my wife drive by, someone we know drive by, like, man, that man was mighty close to that woman. I got to abstain from the appearance of evil. You know what I'm saying? So God says, look, abstain from the appearance of evil. That's why you can't be wearing it like that. Because it's a stain. Maybe you're not idolizing it, but guess what? The next person don't know that. Get me Sirach 43. You can enjoy the beauty that God made. Sirach 43.
Sirach chapter 43, verse 1.
Yeah.
The pride of the height, the clear firmament, the beauty of heaven.
The beauty of heaven. The pride of the height, the firmament is beautiful. God made it beautiful. He knows that. Read.
With glorious shoot.
Look at it. Look at the sun. That thing is glorious. Look at the trees. Nice and plump, right? Those look beautiful. If we seen a whole bunch of flowers and whatnot, it's beautiful. Right? You see a whole bunch of, look at the palm trees. It's beautiful. It's nice. Come on.
The sun when it appeareth.
The sun when it appeared. It's glorious. Read.
Declaring at his rising marvelous instrument.
Come on.
The work of the Most High.
The work of the Most High. It's a beautiful thing. Come on.
At noon it purchased the country.
It parcheth the country, meaning it dries it out. It's so hot, it scorches everything. Read.
And who can abide the burning heat thereof?
And remember, it said the work of the Most High God. Read.
A man blowing a furnace is in works of heat, but the sun burneth the mountains 3 times more.
You're like, damn, man, God created this hot-ass sun. This thing burning mountains, right? We touch the fire on the stove, that thing hot. But the sun does what?
Burneth the mountains 3 times more.
The sun is way hotter than the heat on the stove or the heat coming from the heater. Read.
Breathing out fiery vapors and sending forth bright beams, it dimmeth the eyes.
The sun is so powerful that it dims the eyes. You can't even look at the sun with your eyes wide open. You know what I'm saying? That's how bright it is. It's beaming off fiery vapors. Read.
Great is the Lord that made it.
Great is what?
Great is the Lord that made it.
Great is the Lord that made it. People stop worshiping the Lord and start worshiping his creation. All right? Read on.
And at his commandment it runneth hastily.
Now get Romans 1 and verse 25. people stopped worshiping the creator and started worshiping the creation. And that's the problem. Read on.
Romans chapter 1, verse 5.
25.
Romans chapter 1, verse 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie?
Who changed the truth of God into a lie? What person have done this? So-called white man, so-called Arab man, right? And so-called Chinese. All these other nations have changed the truth of God into a lie. Because the truth of God is that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites. But the so-called white man among all the other races said, no, y'all niggas and spicks. Y'all savages, monkeys, wetbacks. Read.
And worship and serve the creature more than the creator.
And they worship and did what?
Serve the creature more than the creator.
They said, to hell with worshiping and serving the one true God. We're going to worship and serve the sun, the moon, the stars. That's what astrology is, right? Do y'all ascribe to what they call zodiac signs? No? That's good. When you prescribe yourself to zodiac signs, you're worshiping and serving the creature and not the creator.
The belief that stars can influence the way we live has existed since ancient times. The astrological horoscope prevalent in the West has its origins in several cultures, with inspiration in Babylonian astrology, Egyptian mathematics, and Greek mystical and philosophical thought. This is how the zodiac horoscope arose. The word zodiac means circle of animals. These creatures are represented in the constellations observable in the sky, and the origin of these beings is bound up with different stories from Greek mythology.
All right? Who taught you zodiac signs? The Mayans. Right? That's their thing. But that's not our thing. Read on.
Who is blessed forever, Amen.
He said, stop worshiping the creation and worship the creator, because he is blessed forever. Amen. So be it. The end. The point is, we got to get back to worshiping and serving the creator and not the creation. All right? Abstain from the appearance of evil. So, like I said, I asked you, who gave us zodiacs? The Asians did, right? Who gave us worshiping the sun god? That goes way back to ancient Babylon, Nimrod and whatnot. The ancient Babylonians, they gave us the sun god. When you look at all these different entities, other nations gave us these things to worship. But let's see about why these other nations started worshiping these idols. Watch this. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 19. And least thou lift thy...
read verse 15.
Verse 15. Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no matter of similitude on the day that the Lord spake unto you in Horeb, out of the midst of the fire. Lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female.
God says, watch yourself very closely, because I don't want you to go into idolatry. Because when I dealt with y'all out of the midst of the fire, I didn't give you an image that you can worship. All right, that's what he's saying. Go ahead.
The likeness of any beast that is on the earth.
He said, look, don't be worshiping the image of any beast, because some people worship the bull, which is the cow. Some people worship the rabbit, the lucky rabbit foot, right? Some people worship the elephant, the goats, the Baphomet, the goat head, right? So he said, don't worship any beast, any likeness of any beast. No image of that. Come on.
The likeness of any wing found that flieth in the air.
You got people worshiping the eagle. You got certain deities. You got Hinduism. If you ever see that god Krishna or something like that, got about 15,000 arms, whole bunch, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of foolishness. Then you got Issachar, whole bunch of eggs around it, and it's a whole bunch of foolishness. So all these different guys got different characteristics of birds, all sorts of animals, right? God said, don't worship those things. Read. Don't even create those things to worship them. Read.
The likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground. The likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth.
Because now you got Pisces, right? Ain't a Pisces symbol is a fish, right? That's what they're doing, worshiping different creatures. What is Capricorn? I don't know. You got a whole, I can't remember all them damn things. But you know what I'm saying? All them different zodiacs has a different image that people worship. Come on.
And least thou lift up thy eyes unto heaven.
And said, take heed lest you corrupt yourself and do what else?
When thou seest the sun,
when you look up in heaven and see the sun,
and the moon,
and the moon,
and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven,
and all the constellations, the Orion's belt, Star of Orion, all that stuff, the Milky Way and all that, read,
should have been driven to worship them.
He said, watch out before you look up and start worshiping them, these all the hosts of heaven, that the creation that God made. Read.
And serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all nations.
Which God did what?
Divided unto all nations.
God divided those things among all the other nations. That's why they worship those things. But it's not for you to worship. The Arabs can go do what the hell they want to do. The continental Africans, the real Africans, so-called Africans, the people, those clucking dudes, they can do that stuff. But you cannot. The so-called white man, they can do that stuff, but you cannot. The Asians can do it, but you cannot. We're different from them. God separated us from all people and made us special. He said, I'm going to exalt y'all. Just like if I created a cup. I'm a potter. I create a cup. I'm just doing this cup just to practice. I'm going to really throw this one away. I created that to be thrown away. This one right here, I'm creating it to put in the window, to put up on display, because I want this to be glorious. We're that glorious cup.
That's right.
All the other nations are that cup that's being thrown away.
Right. Read.
Read.
Which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all nations, under the whole heaven. But the Lord hath taken you.
But the Lord hath taken you, Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans,
and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance.
He said, I dealt with you and made you special for me. But all the other nations, man, look, they can do their own damn thing. They can worship the sun, the moon, the stars, the bulls, the goats, and so on and so forth. But you better worship me. Keep my commandments.
What is a nation?
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word, his word, his word, his word.